Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life when we pause and ask ourselves, where did all the time go? We stare at the ceiling at night, our hearts racing, our minds full of regrets, drowning in the chaos of unaccomplished goals and missed opportunities. The hours slip through our fingers like grains of sand, and we feel powerless, like time owns us. But what if we could change that narrative? What if we stopped being slaves of the clock and became masters of our minutes? Time is not just ticking hands on a wall. Time is life itself. And managing it is not just about calendars, alarms, or planners, it's about self-respect. It's about valuing the gift of today. When we learn to conquer our day, we are not just managing our sway, are building empires, fulfilling dreams, and writing legacies. You don't need more time, you need more intention. Let me share with you 3 soul awakening ways that will transform you into a time management powerhouse. These aren't just strategies, they are life philosophies that will ignite your inner boss and help you take command of every sunrise. Own the morning, own your life. The morning is not just the beginning of a new day, it is the rehearsal stage for the kind of life you're creating. When the world is still quiet and the sun hasn't yet risen, that's when your soul is the loudest. That's the moment the universe offers you a blank page asking, what story will you write today? Yet most people sleep through that question, ignoring the whisper of their own greatness. But those who wake up early don't just rise, they rise with a reason. There is something magical about those early hours that no productivity tool can replicate. It's the time when your mind is free from noise, free from demand, free from pressure. It is the one window in the day when the world isn't pulling you in 100 directions. And in that silence, if you truly listen, you can hear your future calling you by name. And that voice, that inner fire, must be honored not by sleeping in, but by showing up before the world wakes up. When you claim your morning, you claim control. You prove to yourself that you are not a victim of the clock, but its master. There is no alarm clock more powerful than a dream that keeps you up and pulls you out of bed. When you stop snoozing, you start living. Every time you choose to rise instead of retreat, you're choosing self-respect over self-neglect. Morning routines aren't just habits, they are declarations. Declarations that say, I matter, my time matters, my dreams matter. When you wake up and pour into yourself, be it through journaling, exercising, meditating, or simply breathing with gratitude, you are not just preparing for the day, you are designing your destiny. The early hours are when discipline is forged. Not when it's easy, but when it's hard. That decision to rise when no one is watching, to get up when comfort calls you back into bed, that's where character is built. And over time, those quiet choices become your loudest victories. You don't need to run a marathon at 5 a.m. to own your morning. You just need to own your mind. If your first thoughts are of gratitude, clarity, and purpose, then you've already won. The battle of the day begins in the first 5 minutes after your eyes open. You either conquer them or you surrender. The choice is yours. So many people wait until they feel motivated to get out of bed. But the truth is, motivation is born from movement, not the other way around. The act of rising itself is your first triumph. It's a message to the universe that you're not here to drift through life. You're here to direct it. When you start your day with intention, you stop reacting and start creating. Instead of letting the day happen to you, you make the day happen for you. You shift from surviving to leading. And that leadership doesn't require a title, just a choice. In the quiet of the morning, you learn to hear your own voice again. The voice that says you are capable. The voice that says you are enough. The voice that says you are made for more. And when you begin your day grounded in that truth, no noise of the world can shake you. Those who rise early do not do so because it's easy. They rise because it's sacred. It is their meeting place with purpose. And once you've tasted the power of those hours, you'll stop trading them for sleep and start trading them for strength. The person you become when you rise early is the person your future self will thank you for. Because you're not just waking up your body, you're waking up your potential. You're telling your dreams they matter enough to lose a little sleep for. There will be days when you fall. There will be mornings you miss. And that's okay. But what matters is that you keep returning to the rhythm of intention. Because consistency beats perfection every time. Even one intentional morning can shift the course of your week. Every sunrise brings with it another opportunity to rewrite your story. But you can't rewrite it if you're still asleep. Waking up early is your vote for who you want to become. And each morning you cast that vote again and again. So rise not just from your bed, but from your excuses, your fears, and your doubts. Rise because your life depends on it. Rise because someone out there needs your light, and you cannot shine it if you're still dreaming. The time for dreaming is over, the time for doing has begun. Prioritize progress over perfection. Perfection is a cage made of gold. It shines, it attracts, but it traps. It convinces you that you're never good enough, never ready enough, never done enough. And so you wait. You pause your dreams until the plan is flawless, the fear is gone, and the stars align. But that wait becomes a lifetime. And one day, you look back and realize that in chasing perfection, you lost time, opportunity, and self-belief. Progress is messy, uncertain, and imperfect. But it's real. It breathes, it moves, it whispers, I may not be there yet, but I'm not where I used to be. That whisper is powerful. Because progress doesn't care how you look, what you wear, or how flawless your strategy is. It only asks, are you moving? And the answer to that question decides everything. Too many dreams die at the hands of perfectionism. People write the first page of their book and delete it because it wasn't good enough. They plan a business idea and abandon it because the logo wasn't perfect. But masterpieces are never born perfect. They're born persistent. They're sculpted, molded, refined through action, not imagination. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. When you choose to start messy instead of waiting to start perfectly, you open the door to growth. And growth is the currency of progress. The person who embraces imperfection is the one who outlasts everyone else trying to look flawless. Perfection creates fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being seen. But progress creates courage. Courage to try, courage to be seen unfinished, courage to be vulnerable. And it is in that vulnerability that true strength is born. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to begin one step, one attempt, one move forward. And from that tiny act of movement, momentum is born. And momentum, once awakened, becomes unstoppable. There will be people who criticize your work in progress. There will be voices that say, it's not ready. Let them talk. Let them judge. But never let them pause your progress. Because while they critique, you are creating. And creation always beats stagnation. The most beautiful journeys begin with the ugliest first steps. The first speech may stutter. The first post may flop. The first product may fail. But that's not the point. The point is you began. You dared to step into the arena when others stood on the sidelines waiting for a flawless invitation. Progress teaches humility. It reminds you that mastery is not a switch you flip, but a road you walk. Every mistake becomes a teacher. Every setback becomes a stepping stone. Every failure becomes proof that you're in motion while others are still planning. Waiting to be perfect is the fastest way to remain the same. The world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your presence, your effort, your courage to show up with trembling hands and a burning heart. That's what leaves an impact. The more you prioritize progress, the more your confidence grows. Because confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from doing something repeatedly. Until one day, you look back and see a mountain where there once was a molehill. Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. What they perfected today took them years of imperfect progress. You just haven't seen their beginning. But you're writing yours right now, and that's where the magic is. Perfection is a moving target. Even when you hit it, the goalpost shifts, but progress is grounded. It builds upon itself, it multiplies with consistency, and it rewards those who show up again and again, even when no one is watching. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress. Don't let the need to be flawless rob the world of your gift. Keep walking, keep growing, keep building. Because what you become in the process is far more valuable than any perfect result. Say no to grow. Every time you say yes to something unaligned, you are saying no to your own peace, your own growth, and your own purpose. Saying no is not rejection, it is protection. It is the boundary that preserves your energy, your vision, and your sanity. Yet most of us say yes out of guilt, fear, or the desperate need to be liked. And in doing so, we abandon ourselves. The power of no is the power of choosing yourself. It's the moment you decide that your time is sacred. Your dreams are worth defending. Your calendar is not a charity. Every no to distraction becomes a yes to intention. And that shift changes everything. You are not here to be everything for everyone. You are here to be everything for the purpose that lives inside you. But purpose needs space to breathe. And space is only created when you clear the clutter, when you stop filling your life with obligations that don't serve your soul. Growth requires elimination. Just like pruning a tree allows it to bloom, pruning your commitments allows you to rise. That uncomfortable no today creates the freedom you'll thank yourself for tomorrow. Because every time you choose alignment over approval, you grow. Saying no is not about being harsh or rude. It's about being honest. Honest about what fuels you. Honest about what drains you. Honest about the life you are trying to build. And honesty is the foundation of authentic growth. You cannot pour into yourself if your cup is always empty. You cannot create excellence if you're constantly distracted. You cannot be your best self if you're always pleasing others at the cost of your peace. No becomes the gatekeeper that guards your greatness. There will be people who don't understand your boundaries. Let them. Let them misunderstand. Let them judge. But never let them dictate. Because those who truly respect you will respect your no. And those who don't were never meant to walk this journey with you. Clarity comes from subtraction. The more you say no to the noise, the clearer you hear your own voice. And that voice, your inner truth, is the only compass you'll ever need. Don't drown it out by pleasing people who don't even know where they're going. There is freedom in saying no. Freedom to create. Freedom to rest. Freedom to heal. Freedom to be. Every no liberates a part of you that has been shackled by pressure, expectation, and guilt. And in that liberation, your true self begins to emerge. The strongest people are not those who never fall. They are those who know when to stop, when to step back, when to protect their boundaries. Strength is knowing that not every invitation is an opportunity. Some are distractions wearing pretty masks. When you say no to things that drain you, you make room for things that elevate you. You make room for growth, for joy, for impact, for creativity. And those things are the real treasures of time well spent. The moment you start honoring your time, the world will start honoring you. People treat you the way you teach them to. And every no teaches them that you value yourself, that you are not available for anything less than purpose-driven living. You don't owe explanations. You don't owe apologies. You owe yourself peace. You owe yourself progress. You owe yourself presence. And that begins with a simple, powerful, unapologetic no. If you want to grow, you must learn to protect your time like a lion protects its cubs. Because time is not just money, it is meaning. And when you spend it wisely, your life begins to reflect the power of those intentional choices. Time is the one resource we can never earn back, never stretch, never pause. And yet, it is the most generously given gift each day. The same 24 hours are placed in the hands of the broken and the bold, the weak and the willing, the tired and the thriving. What separates one life from another is not how much time we're given, but how we choose to use it. The power was never in the clock. The power has always been in your hands. When you choose to own your morning, you are not just waking up earlier, you are waking up your identity. You are telling the world, I am here, I am ready, I am capable. The silence of dawn becomes your personal altar where you build clarity, resilience, and strength. It's not about how early you rise, but how intentionally you rise. That moment you choose stillness over snooze, discipline over delay, is the moment you reclaim your life. When you prioritize progress over perfection, you stop waiting for the right time and start honoring the time you have. You shift from paralysis to purpose, from hesitation to habit. Perfection may impress, but progress transforms. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to be present and persistent. Every messy step you take forward is a bold declaration that your dreams are stronger than your doubts. And when you learn to say no, you don't close doors, you open the right ones. You protect the soil where your purpose grows. You protect your time from thieves dressed as opportunities. You begin to understand that every no to something meaningless is a deeper yes to your highest self. Boundaries are not selfish, they are sacred. And when you guard your time, you give your life a chance to breathe, to rise, and to lead. You are not here to watch the days pass you by. You are here to rise each morning with vision, to walk each hour with purpose, and to sleep each night with peace. You are here to manage your time, not like a servant of stress, but like the architect of your destiny. This is not about squeezing more tasks into your day, it's about breathing more meaning into your hours. It's about becoming a time management powerhouse, not just to conquer your schedule, but to conquer your life. The clock is still ticking, the day is still yours. And you were born to lead it like a boss.